Hello and welcome to Box. Today we're going to be doing our Brazil preview. Joining me today, Adam Todd.
Good day.
And Craig McLean as well. Starting off very quickly, George Russell testing for Force India this weekend in FP1. Very good for the young drivers, isn't it?
Yeah, he's won the GP3 championship. He's looked quick all year. I think he's got a future in F1. At what level, I'm not too sure though. But yeah, a couple of FP1 sessions is good for him.
Adam, it's been Mercedes versus Ferrari at the top. This whole year is going to be no different here. Can Mercedes continue their dominance, or will Ferrari have a little revival towards the end of the season?
I think it's anybody's game in Brazil. I mean, with the forecast meant to be rain, I expect Red Bull to be up there as well. So Interlagos always produces great racing, and with the forecast as well, so I think we could be in for a really good race. Now the championship's done and dusted as well. Hamilton doesn't have to worry about that, neither does Vettel, because he was probably still taking it slightly cautiously, but now it's just head-to-head racing for the victory for the final two.
If it's a mixed weather or wet race, I would honestly put my money on a Red Bull one too.
Yeah, so Interlagos, always great race.
So as we get towards the end of the season, the battle of the teammates becomes a bit more predominant. Two of the battles you would look at, Ocon versus Perez and Gasly versus Hartley. A bit of pride at stake here. Who would you see coming out on top?
In the wet, Ocon, and in the wet, Sainz.
Yep. And Gasly versus Hartley? Think any of them can score points here?
0-0.
If it's a mixed race, you could see some of them scoring points. But yeah,
I just feel they don't have the reliability.
No,
do they?
It's almost like that's your team. Toro also slightly given up. Sorry, but with Renault and Haas only 5-6 points behind them, they could drop from 6th to 8th in the standings, which would cost them a lot of money at this late stage of the season.
The worrying thing is that Red Bull have already said they're not getting good returns from Toro Rosso, and if they do have a bad season, they're not getting the money back, and perhaps that is why they're not putting so much money into a young driver, because we've talked about that. Where are the future Red Bull world champions?
Yep, so there's still a midfield battle going on here. Force India obviously confirmed 4th last time out. Williams looking slightly comfortable now in 5th.
23 points. It's a big gap, but again, if there's a mixed race, you never know.
But then the Toro Rosso, Renault and Haas are only separated by 6 points, 53 points down to 47. That's still a big battle there. Plenty of money at stake.
You put your money on Renault to get ahead.
Renault will be kicking themselves that they've let Williams get away with this, because Williams have been terrible this season. And both Renault cars were 4th and 5th in Mexico before they had the reliability issues. Yeah. So it's not good enough for a team of Renault stature, and they'll be fuming that they've not been, because with Sainz and Hülkenberg, we've already seen how good they've been together, scoring points straight away, and reliability has cost them dearly. But I think Renault will
five retirements in the last 6 races. Renault should be easily 6th, challenging for 5th.
Absolutely.
So your predictions, please. Adam, we'll start with you on the end top 3, if you will.
I'm going to go with Max Verstappen. Did well last year, obviously unlucky with strategy, the way the race panned out. Second, I'll go for Sebastian Vettel, and third, Lewis Hamilton.
Great.
If mixed weather, Ricardo first, Verstappen second, and third, Ocon. If dry, Verstappen first, Hamilton second, Vettel third.
So qualifying is supposed to be wet, so I think Verstappen's going to qualify on pole, but I think that Hamilton will win the race. Verstappen second, and Kimi Räikkönen in third.
Tell you what, Hülkenberg, he's been pole here before in a Williams. Wet,
dry.
Should
have won in
He might be pole, but he's not going to get a podium.
Hülkenberg loves this track and has been very good here before, so watch him in qualifying definitely.
Yeah. So a couple of things before we finish. Ferrari threatening to quit F1 for about the 100th time. Adam, I know you want to talk about that.
Well, I think me and Craig have slightly different views. Obviously, in fact, to let you say your piece, but you believe that Ferrari always...
They have done it in the past, so have Red Bull. It's empty threats. It's men like Helmut Marko at Red Bull or the high powers at Ferrari trying to get their own way, basically. They don't want the field to be level.
I can never see Ferrari leaving Formula 1. But I do think Liberty have to be careful, because this is the first real obstacle they've had now. And Liberty, with all due respect, they don't know that much about Formula 1, do they? Because they're American. Obviously we've got Ross Brawn in there who's doing a pretty good job from what we've seen in early stages. But they've got to be careful that they don't upset these big manufacturers, because without, Renault and Mercedes aren't happy either. So that would leave Honda. Good for Toro Rosso and Red Bull perhaps in the future, but I think Liberty just have to be careful that the way they do go this and listen to Ferrari, because Ferrari aren't Formula 1, but I certainly think they make Formula 1.
Yeah, so some different views there. Finally, Lando Norris was announced as the reserve and test driver for McLaren. Very well deserved, Adam.
Yeah, absolutely. Real talent, I think Lando Norris has got.
He's the future.
Similar level, maybe not as high as Lewis Hamilton in the early stages, but he's certainly got huge potential. Excellent for him to be working alongside one of the best drivers in the grid, and Fernando Alonso. And obviously he's racing with Alonso in the Daytona 24 hours, so good opportunity for him.
I think he's the first driver to come through since Hamilton that's got any opportunity to be as big as him. Obviously, you've had the rest to come onto the grid who was reasonable. I think he was unlucky, obviously, not to have his career slightly more prolonged. You've had the likes of Wilson, Vince, Max Chilton, Jolene Palmer. They're just not quite able to crack it. You've got George Russell coming through right now, but I think Lando Norris has that bit more talent. There was talks about ART possibly looking at their F2 lineup next season being Norris and Russell, which would be interesting. But I think Russell has been quite careful with his career. He's not dominated championships he's been in, but he's avoided being in championships with Leclerc on one side and Norris on the other
He
side.
doesn't need to be at the end of the day because he is Mercedes test driver, so he's kind of.
I don't think that means he's getting a Mercedes seat though.
Maybe a bit more, maybe not a Mercedes seat, but he is kind of guaranteed he's going to get a seat at some point.
Not necessarily. If he's being absolutely dominated by a teammate in Norris, then.
Well, Mercedes have, I mean, technically you could argue that for Esteban Ocon, Pascal Wehrlein to a certain degree. Mercedes probably have too many drivers at the moment as part of their programme, so it's definitely not a given.
No.
I think if you say, Craig, if they do become teammates and Norris does get the edge, and teams will think, well, if you can't beat him, then that will just raise eyebrows and
I think as well,
questions.
looking at some of the drivers that are floating about, I think Norris would be up there battling for the championship next season, but Russell could find himself 5th or something like that in Formula 2. There's experienced drivers like Markov who've done well this season. There's other experienced drivers in the grid. Max Sheetha might still be there next season, so he could still be up, battling for 2nd, 3rd in the championship and knock someone like Russell down.
Some very good points there. So that'll do us for this Brazil preview. Join us next Tuesday where we have our review show, and then on Thursday we will have the next edition of the To Craig's Challenge. Thanks to Adam and Craig as well, and Box of Box.